Hi everyone, it's Miranda. So today I'm going to be showing you all of my makeup routines. Every kind of makeup that I wear, from absolutely no makeup, like right now, to the most makeup I actually wear for like evening out and date night or something like that. So keep watching, and yeah, this is from no makeup to a little bit of makeup, moving it into a moderate amount, quite a bit more, and the most I ever wear. And I'll be being pretty honest on how I apply my makeup and what I use, and yeah, so keep watching. Hi, so I was going to do this in the bathroom, but my boyfriend is actually having a shower. So, to get started, if I'm going out and I'm wearing absolutely no makeup, this is my face. If I want it to look like I'm wearing a little bit of something, or even just to like enhance my features without wearing makeup, I get Vaseline. I put the Vaseline on my eyelashes and wiggle them up. I don't know exactly how this works, but I definitely see a difference in my eyelashes. I don't actually curl my lashes, to be honest, just when I'm in school, but when I'm at home, I don't curl them. Yeah, and then I'll put Vaseline on my lips and brush out my brows. So that is that look. Other one is, if I don't want to wear foundation, I mainly go for my brows first. A no makeup look for my brows is using this Organic Wear Brow Shaping Gel with jojoba oil from Physicians Formula. So I take that out, get off the excess. I mean, because this is mine personally, I don't really care how messy it gets. And then I comb up my brows. I hope that it's looking okay, because my phone camera is definitely not as detailed as my mirror. And if I really want to, I will put some of this on my eyelashes. Not really a huge difference. Then I will go in with this tinted lip treatment with Butter Blend. Physicians Formula as well. This is the E076. I'll just put that on my lips. Just a very small amount. So that's my no makeup. If I want to do something a little bit more intense with my brows, some days I don't wear any makeup whatsoever, and then I'll do this kind of brow, and that's the only makeup I'll have on. Take this Revlon Color Stay Brow Kit. I have it in black here because most of the time my hair is dyed black. Usually I will do this first and then go in with the brow gel, but just to darken them up a little bit. And this is the more natural way that I do this. Sometimes I make them pretty thick and very sculpted with a wet brush. I'll do that here pretty soon, but this is just strict powder. And yeah, just to darken up the bald spots and some of the hairs a little bit. And I'll brush that through. So I do have these two blushes here. This is Be Organic. It is in Helen color. So that's a cream. Or I have this liquid. It's Physicians Formula Organic Wear Dewy Blush with Super Fruits. It's a pretty grainy liquid. I think I need to shake it up a little bit first. Usually if I'm not wearing foundation, I don't put this cream blush on just because my face tends to get pretty red anyways. So I'll only do this after I apply foundation if I want a more full coverage, and then this just brings life back into my face. So I just took some on my middle finger, and then I rub it together. Then I pat it into my cheekbone area, then blend it out. But yeah, like I'm pretty red in here anyways, so I usually don't use this too often. So this is my no makeup look. So yeah, this is with the cream blush. I don't want to put a lot on because I just end up looking like a doll. And then I'll just show you what this does. So I'll put a tiny, it comes out really fast, but I'll put a tiny bit on my hand here, and I'll rub it in. It is kind of grainy as well. Let's see how this goes. This is the liquid blush. I usually blend it out with my fingers, to be honest. Even my eyeshadow if it's like very minimal makeup. But if I end up putting a lot on or it's not blending well enough with my foundation, I will just go in with typical wedge sponge or just a brush or something. Okay, so to top off this makeup, if I wanted to, I'll go in with some highlighter. This is the Butter Highlighter from Physicians Formula. It's in the color Pearl. So I'll just take a brush, tap off the excess. It is pretty buttery though, so there isn't really any excess. Then just on the cheekbone, on top of the blush, and then a little bit on my nose, above my lip. And honestly, sometimes I'll just take my finger here and then put it in the corners of my eyes. So that's my makeup with no foundation. Just enhancing some of my features. And then because this is a more natural look, if I wanted my eyelashes to be a bit darker, I will go in with this organic natural mascara with olive extract. It's Physicians Formula as well. This is the brush, so not a lot of product comes on, but just enough to darken the lashes. And usually if I am putting on mascara, I won't put Vaseline on my eyes. Like, the Vaseline is just if I'm not wearing any makeup and I just want to lift up my lashes a bit more. Lately I haven't been putting mascara on my bottom lashes because I learned that it just kind of brings my eyes down. So I stopped doing that. If I do want a little bit of definition under my eye, I'll just go in with a dark brown eyeshadow and go along the lash line that way. Usually I don't have to brush out the lashes unless I have like a huge clump that's sticking together. I always find too that this eye is lower down here, so the lashes go kind of straight outwards, and then these ones kind of go right up. So this eye is always a bit bigger, or seems a bit bigger than this eye. I think it evens out. So, yeah. This is that look with no foundation. I just kept adding different steps depending on how I feel that day. Hi, so it actually started getting really cloudy and rainy outside, so I am going to go into the bathroom to get better lighting. So this is with foundation. If I do want to even out my skin tone a little bit, but I don't want as much makeup on, I will take my foundation, a little bit on my hand, like so, and I'll take my moisturizer. So I'm pretty much just making a tinted moisturizer, and I'll take a little bit as well, and then put that on my hand, and then I'll blend it out, usually with my fingers, and then I will apply it with my sponge. I mean, if it's your own face and you washed your hands, I pretty much just apply it with my fingers. And I just kind of keep it in the center of my face. Like, usually my cheeks are pretty good. I don't really put much product on it. And I also don't wear concealer. But I do have a few spots here, so to kind of tone them down, but don't want to completely cover them because I don't feel a need to. I mean, it's my skin and I should be happy with it, so. I feel like before I wasn't comfortable in my skin whatsoever, and then I'd have to cover everything. It took a while to be comfortable in my own skin, and now I'd say I am pretty much. So if I do have like breakouts and stuff, I don't really worry about them too much. Not really a concealer person. So this is a foundation, and then just like the makeup you've seen before, depending on what I'm doing that day, I'll touch up my brows a little bit, keep it kind of on the natural side, then apply highlighter if I want to. Usually just focus on the brows first, and then mascara, and then I wear chapstick or a tinted lip balm. If I do want more coverage, I go with my Marcel foundation. I have to use these two colors because they don't have my actual shade, so I mix half and half usually. If I do have more of a tan, I will go in with more of this. And then when I'm using this foundation and I want more coverage, I usually go in with a brush. Just mix it in with my fingers as well. Usually just depends on what kind of brush I have available. I'm going to start in with this one and then blend it out with this one. And because this foundation is slightly on the yellow side, it kind of neutralizes a little bit just the redness on my skin. So I find usually I'm pretty happy with the look of it without using concealer. If it's a photo shoot or something, I will use concealer to touch up some breakouts that I get or just some redness. Usually like for the day, that's just one less product I have to worry about putting on my face. So I'll go in with this brush and just blend it out. Then bring it down to my neck and the creases of my nose. I do have a bigger brush for this, but I just kind of stuck with the smaller brush because I only have a few spots I'd like to touch up. So that's my foundation. With the butter highlighter I have, usually you want to use liquids before powder, but this is kind of like a creamy, powdery highlighter anyways, and I don't really worry too much about whether or not to put on before or after I powder my face. Just don't really overthink that. So I usually get into my brows after this. I just take an angle brush and then I wet it and then I put it in my black eyeshadow. When I was younger I used to put black gel on my eyebrows and it was just way too bold. And I know you shouldn't put black eyeshadow on your eyebrows anyways, but I think it's just a habit that I'm comfortable with and I'll probably not get out of it as long as my hair is still black. This is the more bold look that I usually go for if I'm wearing a full face of makeup. And then they get pretty sculpted. Okay, so I know it's kind of a bit too much, but this is what I'm comfortable with. So yeah, this is the most makeup I put on my brows. I mean, compared to putting black gel on your brows, I don't really know how much of a difference wet powder makes it. But it's definitely not as shiny as gel. If I don't want to wear eyeshadow, usually I'll just go in with the same wet black eyeshadow and then I'll just go into my lash line. If I'm not wearing foundation, this is usually where I'll stop it. Then I'll just go under the lash line a little bit. Then I'll blend it out with my finger. Or before I even start my brows, I'll go in with my finger as well. Unless I'm using two colors and it needs to be more precise, and I'll go in with a brush. But I'll just take a dark brown eyeshadow and go over my eyelids, and then I will go in with the black eyeshadow on top of my lashes. And occasionally when I'm wearing the brown eyeshadow, I will smudge in the black liner at the bottom and then just redo the liner. Just blend it in the crease if I made it too messy. And I will go in with mascara. If my eyebrow is pretty bold, I'll go in with the Pumped Up Colossal Volume Express by Maybelline. And then I'll use this on my lashes. Most of this just goes into what I'm doing that day, where I'm going, how I'm feeling, how much time I have. This is like mainly what I do when I'm just going to school. I just have a little bit of something on my face. And especially when I shaved my eyebrows. I had to do this kind of brow. Yeah, I kind of don't really put any on my bottom lashes unless I'm doing like a full eye and then I'm using black in my waterline. This is what my eyelashes look like with mascara on the bottom. So this is none. I don't know if it's like too much going on or anything, but I mean, yeah, they're kind of like little spiders, so I was told it kind of drags your eye down, but I think it has to go with like what your eye shape is and how you feel and what you're comfortable with, and just do what you feel like doing. I have a scab right here, and it's kind of throwing me off with how my eyebrows are. And then if I want to build up on that, I go for the highlighter. Just on my high cheekbone area. A bit on my nose. Corners of my eyes. Sometimes I'll go in on my brow bone. Honestly, this foundation stays pretty good throughout the day. I don't feel like I need to powder 90% of the time, and I usually don't powder. And my face is usually pretty oily too, so I find when I powder a little bit, like powder going in after I get oily doesn't end up working. So then you need like oil blots or tissues, and I just feel like with how dewy my face is naturally, the foundation keeps it the same throughout the day, so. Or I'm just lazy. Then I will go in with chapstick. If I want a little bit of color, I'll go in with tinted lip balm as well, just to get a little color in there. Yeah, I don't really go for the blush that much. It's not really my thing. I think I'm just going to add on to this. If I am doing something crazy with my eyeshadow, like here I just use one color, so when I get the creases in here, throughout the day I just like blend it out. But if I am using more eyeshadow and different colors, then I will go in with an eye primer, eye foundation by Catrice Cosmetics. Waterproof eyeshadow primer. I'll go in with the eye primer. I would have done this before I used the highlighter. Then I use my finger. I'll set it with some of this Dermablend loose setting powder. For eyeshadow, I'll just go in a little bit. That is way too much. Honestly, I've never done this before, but I usually use loose setting powder, but it is in the kitchen right now. And I thought, why not try this out? I'm just patting it onto the cream product, so I don't want to like smear it around before it dries. Then I will go in with a light brown color, the same brush. Let's go with this one. Just blending it in the crease and on the lid. And then I will go in with this brown color. I'm just getting it into the crease and windshield washing. And then I will go in with the dark brown color, so the middle one right there. And I'll focus it on the outer corner. I've always liked that dark circle eye kind of look, so that's usually why I stick with like dark browns. Or like even if I'm not wearing eyeliner or anything on my brows, I just put dark brown eyeshadow all over my lid, and then it's fine. And then sometimes I'll go in with black on just the very outer corners, and then I don't usually go for very vibrant colors, but if I wanted something like a gray or a purple, I will put that on the lid right here. And then keep it shiny still with the highlighter right in here. I could stop here for eyeshadow and then just apply mascara, or I can get into eyeshadow liner. So this is applied with the wet black eyeshadow. Depending on how much time I have, I could go in with a winged liner just a little bit, or I can go full out. I think I'll save that for the end. Most of the time I do this with eyeshadow, but sometimes I go in with an actual liquid liner that I have by Physicians Formula. It is this one right here. So let's continue the winged liner. I find with eyeshadow first, it actually gives me a pretty good guideline. Eyeshadow I feel like is easier to map out. My eyes are kind of a weird eye shape. Like I can't do the whole crazy winged line like up here because my crease goes down, kind of like touches down here. So I need to try and get it to swoop. Oops, yeah, like down that way. And yeah, by no means am I like a professional at getting my winged liner straight. I feel like I used to be better at it in high school because I do it every single day. If I end up messing up like I did today, I will kind of cheat and continue it straight and then go into the crease with my eyeliner like this. And I blend out the area a bit more and darken the edges, and then it's kind of like a cheat. So let's go in with the liquid liner. And then if I am doing this, when you close, it kind of looks like that. I usually blend it out with more black eyeshadow. I make sure to do mascara before I use this liquid liner most of the time because this takes a really long time to dry, so as soon as I look up to apply the mascara, I get a bunch of liner on the top lid. So while we wait for this, I am going to apply eyeshadow to the bottom lid and then do a darker color on my lips. So I feel like if I were to go out, I would use this eye makeup and then definitely a dark purple or dark red lipstick. Let's go in with some dark brown. Yeah, so like my face isn't full coverage, but you can still see texture and stuff in my skin. But that's kind of how I like it. I feel like the more product I put on my face, the more cakey it might look, possibly in the daylight outside. For lipstick, I already put chapstick on, but I'll put my chapstick on. And this is the color, I've had this for a while, but this is the color I usually go for. And it's very shiny. Even if I'm not wearing makeup, and the only makeup I am wearing is stuff on my eyebrows, but I want something on my lips, this is the color I usually go for. Some days I'll line it completely, other days I'll just do a little bit of color in the center and then blend it out. So I'll put on the chapstick. I'll just get a little bit in the center. Then I'll pat it on the Cupid's bow. And then it is a very subtle lip tint, or I will do that with a red color. So I usually don't wear red lipstick completely, but I will use a red lipstick like this and then just pat it in the center and blend it out. And then I will go on with chapstick after. Again. Just because that lipstick kind of dries out my lips. But as of late, I have been using this Bdellium matte lipstick called Last Call, which they don't sell anymore, so that's why it's called Last Call, I guess. So every time Corey and I go out, I usually wear this lipstick. This is about the most makeup I wear. If I am going out for a while, then I will set my face with powder. But as of right now, I don't feel the need to. So you got to see me from absolutely no makeup to my most popular looks all the way up to this. And now you know how I cheat my eyeliner some days. Especially if I'm in a hurry, and yeah. So thanks for watching, everyone. I hope you enjoyed this video and it gives you some insight on what goes into my makeup routine, depending on what days you see me or what photos I post. So yeah, this is the background of my get ready with me. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Have a lovely day and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. And we shall see you next Monday.